Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We talk about a lot of things here. Music, movies, that time I tried to make a grilled cheese sandwich while hula hooping. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. But today, we're diving into something super important: social skills. That's right, we're talking about how to be better communicators, how to really connect with people, and how to navigate those sometimes awkward, sometimes hilarious moments that come with being human. Whether you're a social butterfly or you'd rather blend into the wallpaper, trust me, these tips are for everyone. So grab your notebooks, your thinking caps, and maybe a snack or two. I'm partial to popcorn, just saying, because we're about to embark on a journey to master the art of social interaction. All right, let's kick things off with a big one: active listening. Now, I know what you're thinking. Listening? Ellen, where's the fun in that? Well, my friend, let me tell you, active listening is like the secret weapon of social interaction. It's how you show people you genuinely care about what they have to say. And that, my friends, is priceless. So how do we become active listening ninjas? First things first, put those phones down. I know, that little screen can be awfully tempting, but trust me, nothing screams I'm bored out of my mind more than someone constantly checking their notifications. Next up, eye contact. I'm not talking about a creepy laser beam stare here, just a genuine, engaged look that says, I see you, I hear you, and I'm totally present in this conversation. Think of it like a warm, fuzzy feeling you're sending through your eyeballs. And speaking of warm and fuzzy feelings, don't forget the power of a good nod or a well-placed It's like saying, yes, tell me more, I'm hanging on your every word, without actually interrupting the flow, because that's another biggie. Let people finish their thoughts. I know, sometimes you're just bursting with something to say, but resist the urge to jump in. Take a breath, let them have their moment. And then, when the time is right, unleash your brilliance upon the world. Remember, active listening is all about being present, engaged, and genuinely interested in what the other person has to say. Do that, and you'll be amazed at the connections you can build. Okay, next up on our social skills journey, empathy. Now, before you start picturing yourself reading minds or predicting the future, let me clarify, empathy isn't about becoming a superhero. It's about being a good human. It's about understanding and sharing the feelings of others, even if you haven't walked a mile in their shoes. Though, let's be real, who wouldn't want to raid Oprah's shoe closet? So how do we cultivate this magical empathy power? Well, it starts with listening. And I don't mean just hearing the words, but really tuning into the emotions behind them. Is your friend telling you about a tough day at work? Instead of immediately launching into your own work woes, take a moment to really hear their frustration, their disappointment, their need for a giant piece of chocolate cake. Because who are we kidding? Chocolate cake solves everything. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine what it would feel like to be in their situation, to experience their emotions, and most importantly, respond with kindness and compassion. A simple, I'm so sorry you're going through this, or is there anything I can do to help, can go a long way in making someone feel heard and supported. Remember, empathy is about connecting on a human level. It's about recognizing that we're all in this crazy thing called life together, and sometimes all we need is someone to understand and offer a little support. Plus, it's way more fun than pretending to read minds. Although, if anyone actually can do that, please come see me after the show. I have so many questions. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're diving into the fascinating world of nonverbal communication. That's right, we're talking about all the ways we communicate without ever saying a word. Think of it like a secret language spoken through raised eyebrows, crossed arms, and the occasional awkward shuffle. Now, you might be thinking, Ellen, I'm a terrible dancer. What does this have to do with anything? Well, my friend, nonverbal communication is all about body language. Those subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, cues we send out through our posture, our gestures, even our facial expressions. First up, the power pose. Stand tall, shoulders back, like you own the room, or at least like you own the comfiest chair in the room. This sends a message of confidence and openness, which is way more appealing than slouching like a melting candle. Next, let's talk about those peepers. Eye contact, my friends, is key. It shows you're engaged, interested, and not secretly planning your escape route from the conversation. Just remember, keep it natural, think interested listener, not intense staring contest champion. And let's not forget the power of a genuine smile. It's like instant sunshine, brightening everyone's day and making you instantly more approachable. Plus, it's contagious. Try smiling at someone and watch as their face involuntarily does the same. It's like magic, but with less glitter, unless you're really committed to the bit. Remember, your body language speaks volumes, so make sure it's saying what you want it to say. Be mindful of your posture, your gestures, your facial expressions. They all play a role in how you're perceived by others. All right, folks, let's talk about the art of getting to the point. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to sit through a rambling story that takes longer to tell than it did to actually happen. Unless it involves a runaway llama and a plate of nachos, then I'm all ears. That's where clarity and conciseness come in. It's about saying what you need to say in a clear, concise, and respectful way, without all the unnecessary fluff. Think of it like ordering a coffee. You wouldn't walk up to the barista and launch into a 10-minute monologue about your caffeine cravings, right? Okay, maybe you would if you're feeling extra chatty, but you get the point. So, how do we master this art of brevity? First things first, know your audience. Are you talking to a close friend who understands your quirky sense of humor? Or are you presenting a business proposal to a room full of executives? Tailor your language accordingly. Next up, ditch the jargon. Unless you're hanging out with a bunch of astrophysicists, chances are nobody wants to hear you spout off about black holes and quantum entanglement. Unless you're explaining it in a way that involves puppies, then I'm listening. And finally, be respectful of people's time. If someone asks you a simple question, try to answer it directly without going off on a tangent about your pet goldfish or your latest obsession with competitive thumb wrestling. Unless they specifically ask about those things, then by all means indulge. Remember, clarity and conciseness are about respecting your audience's time and intelligence. Get to the point, make it clear, and keep it moving. Nobody likes a conversation hog. All right, folks, let's talk about the elephant in the room conflict. It's inevitable, it's uncomfortable, and it's something we all have to deal with at some point in our lives. But fear not, my friends, because today we're learning how to navigate conflict like pros, without resorting to passive-aggressive text messages or hiding behind potted plants. First things first, check your ego at the door. I know it's tempting to want to win an argument, but trust me, there are no winners in a heated exchange of words. Unless you count the neighbors who get a free entertainment show, then they're definitely winning. Instead of viewing conflict as a battle to be won, try approaching it as an opportunity for growth and understanding. Listen to the other person's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Remember, everyone has their own experiences and perspectives that shape how they see the world. Now, this doesn't mean you have to become a doormat and agree with everything everyone says. It's okay to have different opinions, but express them respectfully and calmly. Avoid personal attacks, name-calling, or bringing up past grievances. Seriously, leave those skeletons in the closet where they belong. Focus on finding a solution that works for everyone involved. This might involve compromise, collaboration, or simply agreeing to disagree. The important thing is to approach the situation with an open mind and a willingness to find common ground. Remember, conflict is a normal part of life, but how we choose to handle it is what matters most. So take a deep breath, stay calm, and remember, even in the midst of a disagreement, it's still possible to be kind, respectful, and maybe even crack a joke or two. Hey, a little humor never hurt anyone, right? And that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of social skills. Give yourselves a round of applause, folks. You've earned it. Remember, mastering social skills isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about being the best version of yourself, authentic, engaging, and genuinely interested in connecting with others. Keep practicing these tips, be patient with yourself, and most importantly, have fun with it. After all, life's too short to stress over awkward silences or missed high fives. Embrace the quirks, the laughter, and the joy that comes with building meaningful connections. And hey, if you ever find yourself in a social situation that feels a little awkward, just remember this. I've probably been there too, and I've probably danced my way out of it, but that's a story for another time. Now go out there and shine, you social superstars.